Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom. All right, we the brothers here from the Great Millstone Atlanta Church. Back in the spirit with another lesson. Before we get started, we're going to give all praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Ba'adash.
Also, we want to say double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Also, peace, safety, and much love to the elect. All right, we just gonna jump right into it, man. You know, as brothers been seeing this week, you know, Donald J. Trump, you know, he passed legislation on furthering the American Space Force. All right, which is another branch added to the American muscle. Okay, the American muscle, which is having a pretty much an army above the Air Force. Because Donald Trump, he specified it in the speech. If brothers haven't seen it, you know, just Google Donald Trump Space Force, and you'll see exactly what he said. He basically said that we're going to have an Air Force and we're going to have a Space Force. So this is letting us know that Donald Trump is trying to take the war into the atmosphere, man. You know, he's trying to take it up into the different layers of the atmosphere, which there's boundaries up there. He's trying to take it. Esau trying to take this war to the furthest extent possible, man. He understands the known. A lot of you niggas out here, you look at extraterrestrial life or life outside of the earth as fictional. You know, you don't look at it as reality. Well, the so-called white man, he acknowledges extraterrestrial presence. He acknowledges that there's angels, there's a higher power out there. He acknowledges the existence of it. So in return, what is he going to do? He's going to build a whole nother branch of his muscle to fight it. And that's biblical prophecy. A lot of people think it's just earth. A lot of people that live on the earth, which are base people, you know, a lot of you people think that everything just revolves around earth and that there couldn't possibly be any other life outside of us. And that's because society's dumbed you down.
Yeah.
You know, society has dumbed you down to thinking that it's always about humans. All right, no. The Heavenly Father has celestial bodies, and we'll get that as well. But before, you know, we go into it, you know, we can start at we can start at Daniel chapter 12, verse 7. And whoever got it can bring it out. Spirit jump on brothers, you know. Go into it, man.
Right, Daniel, you said 12 and 7?
Yeah, you started verse 7.
All right. So Daniel 12 and 7 says, "And I heard the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, when he held up his right hand and his left hand unto heaven."
You had 12 and 7?
Daniel?
Yes, a lot. Revelation 12.
Revelation.
Okay.
12.
Okay, I got Revelation.
Okay, it's a lot.
It's
a lot.
No, you know.
All right, this is Revelation 12 and 7. It says, "And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels."
Yeah, that's talking about Esau being the Roman Empire being revived, because Esau is known as that old dragon and Satan. Why? Because Esau has dominance and he has rulership, and through the rulership, it's like no other. During the time of Rome, they had Roman centurions. You know, they had different military men that was only ground workers. But in this age, and they had a naval army. But in this age, they have the Navy, they have the Marines, they have the Air Force, they have now they have the Space Force. You know, because Esau is trying to take it to higher heights because he understands that there's powers on the outer realm, so to speak, that's actually navigating, and that's actually you know, the angels according to the scriptures. Esau understands extraterrestrials. He understands so-called outer beings, and a lot of things they don't publicly put on the internet, man. They really muffle the minds of the people, and really, according to the scriptures, which John seen, he seen that it was going to be a major battle that was going to take place in a latter time.
And to your point, prior to America, there was never a submarine force. There was never a force that was literally under the water patrolling the seas. And also prior to America, there was never a force that could fly in the air and patrol the airways and say, well, this is a zone you can't enter. That didn't happen until the U.S. of A. was established.
Yep.
You know, and to even further prove that America equates to Babylon in the scriptures, right? Because we just read in Revelation 12, it shows that because it speaks about how Babylon the Great was going to be exalted, exalted to the end. All right, and only America has been exalted to all terrains of the earth, whether it be the air, whether it be the sea, whether it be land. All right.
Yeah.
So this place, as far as America and the rest of the earth, it has to be the end, and this is right.
Right. And I got the word in the blue letter for heavens in Revelation, the 12th chapter, and I'll just play it.
Strong's G 3772. Uranos.
Right. If you couldn't hear it, it's Uranos. And one of the definitions that stood out, it says the vaulted expanse of the sky with all things visible in it. So that's talking about what? That's going into the different layers of the heavens.
The third heaven.
Yeah. That's going into a high part of heaven, because when you get to a certain altitude, whether it's of the clouds, 20,000 feet, 30,000 feet, all things are not visible. This is talking about a heaven where all things are visible. And another word that stood out was vaulted. And vaulted means is what? It's a curve, circular. That kills all you flat earth niggas.
If I could say something to add to that, it tells you also in the scriptures it's known as glass. Because you have barriers. And Esau even understands this pressurization with different barriers. That's why they're known as spheres. Because you have the earth itself, which is a sphere. All right, it's a circular. Just like you have a circle and a sphere. Those are two different things. The difference between a circle and a sphere is really one is what is that 2D, so to speak, and one is 3D. And with that sphere, you have the atmosphere, you have the ionosphere, you have these different mesosphere, exosphere, and all these different spheres have different pressurization, and it's really created as like brothers just went into like a glass, man.
Yep. And those are what? Those are just different forms of water. Because the word heavens in the Hebrew is what? Shemayim. Which means water. That's what the word heaven is in the Hebrew. So you have actual liquid water, right, which is the sea. Then you have oxygen, which is H2O, which is two parts hydrogen, 1 part oxygen, which this is water. Then when you go into the next level of the heavens, it's all water.
It's just different concentrations of the chemicals.
That's right. And Esau, the so-called white man, he's trying to fight in the highest form of the waters.
That's right.
Okay, that's what he's trying to achieve. So he's building aircrafts, he's building all kind of vehicles and things of that nature to fight with the Heavenly Father at the highest point of contact. And I want to get one more definition, then I'm gonna toss it back to the brothers. It just stood out. It says the region above the sidereal heavens, the seat of order of things eternal and consummately perfect, where the Most High dwells and other heavenly beings. So that's the word heavens in Revelation, the 12th chapter, which is telling you that the war of the heavens is going to be fought in a layer of the earth above the clouds. It's going to be above the clouds, man. Esau understands position. He understands that he has to take this thing to a height further than where he's already at. It's about position.
Esau understands that he's a subjective force. He knows that he's subject unto gravity, he's subject unto the powers above, which everything is already outlined for us to be, basically on a settled position. But Esau trying to defy the Most High. What is he doing? Like the brother said, he has these different submarines where he's going under the water and he's going down to different positions that man isn't even supposed to actually reel his face into.
Yeah.
Same thing above. He's trying to break through and put himself in certain positions that is basically fits the is outside the boundaries. But you know what he's going to do when he's doing these things is he's going to activate this war, man. Just like with the military, when you go into certain seas, when you position yourself in certain areas, what do? That's an act of war, man.
That's right.
Hey, you tell you that in Genesis, the 10th chapter with the Tower of Babel, when everybody was a one language and one speech, and how they position themselves, trying to send, through provocations, and them coming together, they tried to establish a tower that will reach to the heavens to basically be like the Most High. What the Most High did, he crashed it down. So Esau is looking to tempt and come against the Lord on all levels, man.
I got something real quick.
Go ahead.
This is Genesis 5:27, and it says, "And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, and a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents." And I just brought this up because this is part of Esau. Esau's moving. He's a cunning hunter. So when, like the brother just said, Esau understands positioning. And hunters understand it. A hunter that's out in the field is hunting for deers. And if you watch these shows, they know how deers move. They know where they should be, where they shouldn't be, what type of smells to wear, what they shouldn't wear, what sounds to create, and so on and so forth. But Esau understands that too. And like the brother said, part of this war, because the scriptures tell us that when you read about the ancient Pharaoh, which the modern day Pharaoh was these Edomites, what did the Lord say he did? He put the spirit on Pharaoh to fight. So Esau being the greatest cunning hunter ever on the planet Earth. All right, what do you think he's going to do? He's going to provoke this war because he's proud. He's not. Part of him is like he don't want to take the war to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, but a part of him, which is the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua putting on him, is to provoke it and bring it on. Come on with it, then.
That's right.
That's right.
And he's also giving Esau the technology to set up his position.
So knowledge puffed up.
Yeah, he's giving him the time and the technology to establish his position for this fight. That's just like a top boxer, that knows that the opponent can't beat him. You just give him time to work out, jog, weigh in, lose weight. Do whatever you need to do to make sure that you're ready for the fight, man. Because when we get in that ring, I know I'm gonna beat your ass.
Yeah.
That's basically what the Most High do.
Most High trying to make it. That's why it's known as Michael and his archangels. Or you want to say something?
Nah.
That's why Michael and his archangels against the devil and his archangels. So because it's gonna be the extreme time where both clashes collide, the left and the right. He's gonna see what's the most dominant power. Esau and his technology, which his technology is what? The sword. Or the Most High, his technology, which is the angels, all right? The angels above, the terrestrial and the celestial, because we're gonna be a part of this war. We're really a part of the war. The war already started out.
That's right. We in the terrestrial ring.
Yeah, I got some on that. This is 1 Corinthians 15:40. There are also celestial bodies.
Yeah. Hey, somebody do me a favor. If somebody could, one of you brothers, get the word celestial in 1 Corinthians 15. What verse is that? 40?
40, yeah.
Yeah, somebody get that word celestial. But go ahead.
1 Corinthians 15:40. There are also celestial bodies and bodies terrestrial. But the glory of the celestial is one, and the glory of the terrestrial is another.
That's right. Hey, and what is the glory of the terrestrial? All right, is Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. He's coming. All right, when he comes back, he's going to be able to redeem the terrestrial bodies, which is the earthly bodies, the brothers that's down here in the earth. Now the glory of the celestial, we don't know. We ain't up yet. But they have their glory as well, man. Which I'm pretty sure is always centered. It's always centered around Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
Yeah, because all angels have significant jobs too. You got some that are direct messengers. You have some that's like 24 angels that praise the Lord. That's their glory. Yeah. Which is your glory is really a lot. The lot that's appointed to you. And our lot that's appointed to us is the prophecy.
Speaking of words,
that's why Yahweh Shah was made more greater than the angels above, because of the lot that he actually had to partake in, which would be worthy to loose the 7 seals through the blood. Man.
You got certain angels that the Lord gives green lights to make themselves manifest in the sky.
Yeah.
And then what happens when an angel actually make themselves manifest in the sky? They're visible. Everybody see them. They, oh,
Yeah.
that's glorious, man.
The
That's
angels-
glorious to appear and have people to actually see your power manifest in the sky. That's glory, man. But you know, the point of the scripture is that you have celestial bodies, which are angelic, heavenly angels, man, that are going to do the bidding of the Lord during this third world war, because World War III is going to be in the sky.
That's right.
Okay.
In the heavens.
Yeah, in the heavens. That's going to be the last part of the third world war. Because to be honest,
Even the missiles are gonna hit.
yeah,
The atmosphere.
hey, that's right. Because even to be technical, we already in World War III.
Yeah.
You know, this is World War III.
Yeah.
You know, so who has that?
If I say one thing, just go on to that one point that you made, because the scriptures go into the aerial fight, it goes into the naval fight, which goes into Leviathan, and it goes into the earth, which you said the battle of Armageddon in Joel and Revelation. So the scriptures fit both squares and tells you who's gonna fight in this war, which is the Russians, God, and Magog,
The elect,
the
the spiritual powers.
So it's gonna be a lot of chaos and pandemonium that's gonna be here in America in this third world war. The fight of all fights, you know? And it's gonna be like who's gonna actually take over the next world, who's the next rulership gonna belong to? Because that's really how rulership was always established in war, man.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, the rat race for dominance. But we have a power that's working with us that's gonna put us on top, which is the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Yeah, how about Shimon? That's right. You go ahead, bro.
You want to
I wanted to hear that word. Yeah, bring it out.
Celestial, existing in heaven, things that take place in heaven, the heavenly regions, heaven itself,
Yeah.
and all of the Most High angels.
See the angels and things that exist in the heavens. So for all of you Christians, because you got a lot of Christians out here, they don't even believe in UFOs.
ITR,
They pretty much Christian.
Yeah, that's it. So, but the scriptures tell you that the celestial means heavenly bodies, man, heavenly angels, man. All right, and those heavenly angels were messengers. That's what the word angel means in the Hebrew is malakah.
That's right.
Which means messenger.
Okay.
All right, and those messengers are delivering a message from the heavens.
That's right.
All right, but how are they communicating the message? From a heavenly perspective.
Mm-hmm.
You can't perceive the message that the angels is communicating.
Yeah.
They're on a higher level.
Yeah, that's right.
They're on a higher level. We can perceive. You know why? Through the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. Because the angels write the messages in our mind. And what do? We act it out, man.
That's right.
But a lot of you guys, you can't even receive that.
Right.
That even go over your head. But it tells you that in Job. It tells you that in Psalms, the 91st chapter. Yahweh Shai spoke about the angels having charge over us. So the angels delivering the message.
Right.
But you can't perceive it because they ain't delivered the message they delivering to you is demise and doom. You don't want to come to grips with that.
Confusion.
That's right. But the message we receive is what? Prophecy. You know, protection, redemption, peace, salvation, power, prophecy. They delivering a message. And what are we doing? Because we're in the terrestrial, we're delivering forth that message that Yahweh Shema Shai is giving charge to the angels to give us. And guess what we're here to say? Through the Spirit, Yahweh Shema Shai is telling the angels to tell us that the angels gonna whoop y'all ass in the sky.
So that's why Esau,
He is.
and the Lord, and Esau really, that's why he mainly put us as terrorists. Because we actually get in contact from beings that Esau doesn't have no control over. So
That's right.
you know, they just passed that legislation in California that individuals with the Bible have to sign up for basically a weapons license, so to speak. Because they basically saying that the Bible is a weapon. So you have to actually get registered, like you have a pistol or automatic gun when you have a Bible, man. Because they understand that this book has power to it. They understand, just like the book of Enoch. You know, they have Esau has a full frame on what's going to happen in the future. Esau understands prophecy. He understands 144,000. All these different movies, all these shows is all dedicated to the righteous. That's right. And Esau, his whole thing wants to do, he wants to intercept the plan.
Yeah. Now I got a real quick scripture I want to read, and I want to land back to brother's points, because Esau is making sure that he has his, of course, going back to the topic, Esau is making sure that he has all his grounds covered, all his defenses battened down, as they say. He's making sure that everything is on point. So this is Genesis 1:1. It says, in the beginning, the angels created the heaven and the earth. All right. Now we go into the word heaven. It's like brother's been saying, in the Hebrew is Shemayim. Okay. Now a point that I want to bring out was when you go into the Strong's definition, it says the second form being dual of an unused singular. All right. It says the meaning to be lofty, the sky. Now we understand that the militaries of the earth, they can go into the sky. They have, Air Force vehicles, airplanes and helicopters and things like that, right? But then it says as a loft, it says the dual perhaps alluding to the visible arch in which the clouds move. So even when we look into the sky, we can see how the clouds move. And yes, it is an arch, because that's how you have a circle.
Right.
Okay. But then it goes on to say, as well as to the higher ether, where the celestial bodies revolve. Okay. So like brother Tyler has stated, Esau wants to go into a higher level, higher state of the heavens. You have your sky, you have your clouds, right. But then there's another layer. And the expanse of the heavens and the Shemayim, the waters, where the celestial can dwell. Where you need celestial bodies, to be able to breathe and function. That's where you see most of the so-called UFOs, the chariots, okay, angel sightings. All right, a lot of brothers have certain dreams about being in that realm of the heavens. So. These are things that Esau understands, and he's saying that, look, we need to make sure that we're defended even in that area. Because what's his plan? His plan is to rule everything under the heaven. It's not that under the heaven, is that not under the authority of the spiritual realm coming into this dimension? So he wants to rule that. So that means even that expanse of where the celestial bodies dwell, that must be conquered. By Esau, that's his ambition.
Yeah, and
he has to. Go ahead. No. The so-called white man, which is Esau, according to the Bible, he knows in order to achieve world dominance, he has to fight the fight in the skies. There's no other way around it. That's why Donald Trump ain't ignoring that shit.
Right.
Esau, the elite cannot. They know they can't live in oblivion. Right. They know it, man. They just have to push oblivion on you so that you won't wake up. You can stay asleep. But at the same time, they acknowledge what they say. What was understood don't have to be explained. That's a popular saying. Esau ain't got to explain to you niggas what they know. Well, you crackers, you low-level crackers, they don't have to explain what they know. They just got to get a couple of Edomites on board with them to orchestrate the plan.
Right. Look at 1492.
Give them false security.
Here it's been thousands of years since man actually inhabited the earth, and the people at that time didn't even understand it was a whole other continent. On a whole other side of that world. It was left dark for the longest. The people, the elites, they knew who it was. You had all kinds of different maps, different Viking maps with that individual. Different Israelite maps where they actually showed that it was a whole other continent, but the people was left asleep. So people don't even understand it. In those times, 1492, that was roughly what 600 plus years ago. Think about on the earth, how much more on the outer rim. where these individuals don't have visible evidence. They don't have the technology to communicate. We don't have the technology to travel to see. We damn near can't even survive where we at now.
Right.
Yeah.
So how much more technology is on the outer realm that we can't even comprehend, because we can't even comprehend stuff in our hey, man hasn't even seen the whole world, man. There's certain parts of the water that the so-called white man hasn't been able to actually
They've only explored only like 5% of the ocean.
Yeah.
different animals and different insects is always being shown.
Yep.
Newly creatures, like the scripture says, creatures newly created. You know more what's on the outer realm, man. Esau's not stupid. He's far from it, man. The scripture says that he's wiser than Daniel. And one thing about Esau's technology, they understand that there's angels. They understand there's so-called extraterrestrials and celestials.
Other dimensions.
Yeah, and look at the movies. All these different movies. These movies be on point, man. When you see Esau, his interactions with aliens and what he's trying to do. You had this one movie, and I just looked it up. I'm found the title of it, but I watched it months back. But it shows you how when the angels come down, Esau's going to actually try to extract certain blood from the 8 angels, which the angels don't have blood. But he's going to try to find different ways to actually overthrow the motherboard of the angels' communication system and basically be like the Most High. That's what Esau.
He's sadistic.
That's crazy.
He's sadistic, man. And that's how you know that, you know, when the war pop off in the heavens, you know, really a lot of the ones that's fighting in the heavens, they're gonna be scared. But the Lord gonna be putting that spirit in them to keep on fighting, man. You know. But let's get some more. Let's get 2 Ezra 13.
You want some more?
Yeah, I wanted to get some more of that Revelation, but then you have
Okay, come on.
Revelation 12 and 7 because it's gonna go into this is major prophecy here. You know, the part of major prophecy, you know, the microchip, World War III, and also the war in the heavens. You know, and Donald J. Trump is confirming that we in the right spirit. You know? But go ahead.
And the movie, I was gonna say the movie was just called Beyond Skyline. It came out 2017. It's a Netflix movie, but banging all these alien movies. Esau want to put out all the different content, right, and put all his money towards something that didn't exist.
That's right.
And they got real videos on YouTube. You know, which is another reason they got to shut YouTube and the internet down, is because there's too many UFO sightings and you know all kind of evidence.
It's too much
that people caught with their camera. Right.
And I'm gonna say one thing, and we get the scripture. But Esau understands that the angels can go and maneuver in certain places that they can't. They can go higher than them, and they can go lower than them. They can go into the depths of the ocean, and they can go into the heights of the heavens. So Esau already understands that he's at a disadvantage, you know, and that's why we pushing his word, you know, and telling you that what everything is, because the scripture say what? At least Satan has an advantage on us, right? That Satan's advantage is deception.
He did the dark.
His advantage is deception. That's why he deceives the whole world. But behind the scenes, he's dealing with the truth, man. The elite, they ain't wasting their time going to Cancun vacations, man. They ain't going to no clubs and kicking back shots and shit like that. Every day the elite wake up, they dealing with truth.
They practice it.
Yeah,
because they dealing with their agenda, their plan.
Yeah, they cannot wake up one day in their life without dealing with this truth. They have to create a lie. They got to create a program. They got to create a law. They got to create it. You was about to say something?
Well, I was going to say, you know, that's Obadiah, you know, because prior to the 60s, right, Esau was in his glory. Go back to the early 1900s. You know, Esau had everybody in the dark. He had everybody in the dark. There wasn't no truth. The Most High hadn't risen up the prophets yet. You know, he was really in his heaven. He could, like you said, he could go on vacation, he could kick his feet up, drink $100,000 wine probably. You know, but after you know, they first tried to extend their military might, right? Because I tell you that in Obadiah, the first chapter, he set his nest in amongst the stars. because that's leading into this war that we're going into.
Yep.
That stars his nest up there with the stars, because it wasn't. He couldn't just go straight to the fight. He had to first put satellites up there. He had to put space stations up there. That was all preparation towards the day that we're in. So once he did those moves to to finish up the point, that's when Yahweh Shem Yahushua brought his ass, started bringing his ass down. He couldn't just. He had to sit up straight in his chair and pay attention to stuff.
Right. Yeah.
And your point real quick, they called that like during the time of like the late 50s into the 60s, the Great Space Race. They called it the Great Space Race. We had Sputnik, with the Russians.
Yeah.
And they were sending up satellites, and they was trying to send people to the moon and trying to go, okay, well, we're going to get here. The whole false hope shit.
Yeah.
But that was them boasting of their power. That was them being prideful, man.
Yep.
And as soon as they attempted to build, because whether or not they went to the moon, truth be told, they was building their space force even back then.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Could have been a distraction.
That's true. Yeah. Because not around that time frame, Ronald Reagan came out with that speech about if a celestial outer force,
Outer threat.
outer force was to come together as does drop our friction differences. You come together to fight against the extraterrestrial force. All right, so it's understood on the left hand side that there is extraterrestrial forces, and I want to get back into this scripture in Revelation the 12th chapter, because pretty much the scriptures sum up everything we're saying. But go ahead, Al.
All right, now this Revelation 12:7, it says, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels and prevailed not.
See, the point I wanted to get right there was they prevailed not. They was lost.
That's right.
It was already, they already saw.
Yes.
John the Revelator already saw it when he took a hell. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't nothing. Esau still gonna carry through with it.
Yeah.
Because they dealing with what? They dealing with soothsayers, prognosticators. That's lying to them. Tell you can win.
Yeah.
They gonna lose. They still.
I think we lied.
They saw pride.
Like you had I don't know if your brother saw the new Avengers Infinity War.
Oh,
But
yeah.
Dr. Strange, what did Dr. Strange say? It's you got one
Yeah.
in 14 million chance to win. And they still try to do it. You know what I'm saying? Which, come on, man, the odds of it, man. And these soothsayers, these witches, these warlocks, these lying spirits, these deceptive, energies, they telling Esau that they got a shot if they do this.
Yeah.
And Esau believing in it. He believed in it, but guess what's gonna happen, man? Them left side powers, they gonna be like, got your ass. You gonna holler at you, take care of yourself.
That's why I say the sun and the moon gonna be dark.
Yeah. So right. It's on to the elites.
That's
The
right.
sun and moon shall be darkened, because who
You're missing it.
is the promise he's really dealing with? The elites of Jacob and the elites of Esau. So in that day, the only ones that look at the regular people. Jake out here got them going wild over a goddamn nobody rap nigga.
Yeah.
Let alone when all hell really break loose and things really matter. So when the sun and moon is darkened and the understanding is taken away, it's going to be taken away from the elites.
Right.
Because it talks about it says in Isaiah 47, it speaks about go to the the monthly prognosticators and the witches and the warlocks, and how even you go to it, it's going to fail, and Babylon will still be burned by fire.
Yep.
So you're not going to win.
Nope.
But they're being told that there's guys at GMS, they're lying. They're just talking. And look, the elites, as when it just says, the devils know the Bible, they know the word, and they tremble. Yet at the same time, they believe certain things we say are lies, because you got lying spirits on the left hand side telling them they're lying.
They're deceiving.
They're deceiving Esau.
They're deceiving Esau.
Hey,
That's
karma.
The deceived and the deceiver are who?
That's
Are
karma.
Yahweh.
Hey, that's karma. That's karma.
Yeah.
That's what it's karma. Esau deceived the whole world, and now he's being deceived, and by him being deceived is going to equate his demise.
Can't outslick the slickster.
Yeah, that's his
Man,
demise, man.
Because the Lord is the ultimate deceiver. He created Satan. Oh, you said you want to say something too? Or you?
Oh yeah, I was just the little brother was saying, man. We always say this is Yahweh Shem Yahshua's movie, right? You know, and devils think you're going to come out victorious.
Yeah.
Nigga, we got the script, man.
We got
All right, the script tells us, you know, the spiritual spoilers, man.
We already
You
know.
know, so we know we already know what's going to happen at the end, man. You know, the devil's not going to win, man.
Well,
You know, space programs and you know, whatever you got, your missiles, man, it ain't gonna work, man.
yeah, we telling you that right now through the Spirit.
I had something to
Go ahead.
build on that. And it said the dragon fought against it, they didn't prevail. Man. You know, this is the book of Haggai 2 and 22. It says, "And I will overthrow the throne of kingdoms, and I will destroy the strength of the kingdoms of the heathen."
Ooh, and what's the strength of the kingdom of the heathen? Their military power. It tells you that in Daniel the 8th chapter, I think it's like verse 25, it say through policy,
Yeah,
craft prosper in his hand. You know, so the power, the power of the elite is what? They're military, man.
yeah.
And their deception. So the Lord is gonna do what? He's gonna bring down the kingdoms of the heathens.
That's right.
All right? Through what? Through heavenly power, man. Spiritual power, man. Esau gonna be getting their ass whooped on the terrain,
Yeah.
in the sea,
Or
and in the sky, and simultaneously just getting their ass beat on every side. Man.
Meanwhile, the enemies are dropping missiles on it.
Yep. And Esau gonna understand that's just like when you in a boxing bout. When you get into the ring and that bell ring, there's no like you in the fight. There's no like, all right, chill, bro. I was a bullshit. Nah. You know what I'm saying? Like when Esau get lodged into the fight with the elect and with the angels, he gonna have to carry through. He gonna have to carry through.
The fight got to go on.
Yeah, because the Most High gonna give him the spirit. Like, nah, nigga, don't back out now. You talk all this shit. You deceive the whole world.
Keep that same energy.
You casting people in concentration camps, chilling people. Keep that same energy. Like the brother, I will always say, keep that same energy. That's the same thing Esau gonna have to do.
Yep.
You're gonna have to keep that energy. You won't be able to tap out, oh, my bad, Lord. You know, That's right. Go ahead, Al.
It says, "And I will overthrow the chariots and those that ride in them."
That's right. That links up with 2nd Ezra the 13th chapter, which Lord willing, we'll do a part 2 to this segment. And we'll deal with the whole book of 2nd Ezra the 13th chapter, man, because we'll be here all night if we go into this, man. You know? But like you say, you're gonna destroy the chariots and the riders, man. And that goes into you fighter pilots, man.
Yeah.
You fighter jet pilots. You niggas that's out there in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea on aircraft carriers, boozing it up. You know,
Elon Musk training for the SpaceX program.
They're gonna be on the little radios catching hell, man.
Hey, disappeared.
Independence Day.
You know?
They're gonna need reinforcements. They can't get them. Reinforcements fighting towards getting their ass kicked.
Right.
Independence Day and Pacific Rim in the same movie.
Hey, can I mention
It's
this?
gonna go down, man.
Can I mention this quick point? Now, the chariots are a part of the military force of Yahweh Shem Yahshua.
That's right.
Now, here you got Trump building up this space force, but it was just recently that the government just declassified the whole UFO program. Why is that? So now that you're hearing about it 6-7 months later, you're not, it's not something that's going to be too boggling to the mind because those in the know already heard about it. Now, you niggas out there, y'all don't hear nothing but XXX Temptation got killed, whatever that nigga is.
Yeah.
He died. But for those that have a little bit higher intellect, okay, they know about what happened with the chariots, so-called UFOs. That program was declassified 2017.
Yep.
So now Trump is coming out with the Space Force program. And they've also talked about reviving NASA. And the reason being is because that war in heaven has to be manifested. It must be established. And the words of Yahweh Bashar must be fulfilled.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Now I got a quick scripture real quick. This is Obadiah 1. And I'll just read verse 3. It says, the pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Now, whose heart or mind is more proud than DJ Trump right now?
Yeah.
He's making the greatest hits album on his first album, so to speak.
Yeah.
His first run
First time.
in the presidency, his first term,
Yeah.
he's literally destroying everything that America has established since World War II, man.
Yeah.
You know? Okay,
And
so
the name is prophetic in itself.
right, Trump. Now I'm gonna read verse 4. It says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, though thou tryest to go into the firmament and build thy military force amongst those layers of the heavens, it says, thence will I bring thee down, say Yahweh Bashar.
And all Esau is basically banking on right now is time, man. You know, he's taking down countries through the force of the sword, but as time progresses, his technology does. Esau he feels it in his heart of hearts that he has enough technology to take out the Most High. And if time continues to progress, he'll become more and more powerful to take down anything, man. But guess what? The scripture says that if you live by the sword, then you're going to die by the sword. Which the sword at this point is really technology. How is biological warfare, German warfare, chemical warfare, all these different formats of death actually instituted on mass amounts of level through technology?
That's right. That's right.
Mixing chemicals, that's all technology. Scripture says that the knowledge shall be increasing that day, which the knowledge represents the technology. You know, but through that same technology, Esau doesn't have enough in his weapons caches to mess against the Most High.
Still the basis of men.
Still the basis.
Bring it out, Rob.
This is
Yeah.
Isaiah 54:17. It says, behold, I have created a smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work.
Hey, when you look up that word instrument, that's the same word for arrow. When Jacob, when Isaac told Esau to go and make him some of the venison, he told him to take his arrow. That word instrument in the Hebrew is the same word for arrow. That Isaac told Esau to go and get his venison. So you guys are simple and you don't understand words. When you go into Genesis, the 27th chapter, in the 3rd verse, it tells you that Esau took his bow and his arrow and went into the field to get the venison. But Isaac was the one that told him to take his arrow. All right, so you guys are saying that Yahweh Shai is the smith. No, Esau is that smith, man.
That's right. Yep.
Link that with Psalms, the 17th chapter, the 13th verse. He's the sword. He's the arrow. But you guys are that simple, and you want to be, but to hell with
That's
you.
why I said I have created. The Most High himself is I have created. Created in the Hebrew is bara. It's the same Hebrew word where you get Most High created the heavens and the earth. And the man that he created was an individual which he using him to actually push out his plans, which is the instrument of the work. And the work is destruction, man. It tells you that all throughout the scriptures how it's going to be a major destruction through war, calamity. Keep going.
It says, it says, and I have created a waster to destroy.
Yeah, the waster is the missile. Okay, now go to the next verse.
Next verse, 17. It says, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper.
So hold on. If Yahweh Shai is the smith that created it,
Right.
then what is he saying? What is he saying when he say no weapon created against? How he the smith and he's going to create a weapon against himself?
Oh, well, it's another.
Right.
What are you talking about?
What verse is that?
Verse 17, last verse. Yep.
Yeah,
Another part. To
Yes, it's
there's more to it. Yeah, but if Yahweh Shai is a smith that created the instrument and the waster to destroy. That's Yahweh Shai. Why in the next verse would he say, no weapon formed against me? Why would Yahweh Shai, being the smith that created the instrument, form it against himself? That's talking about somebody else.
Right.
Idiots. Go ahead, brother.
No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper,
Go ahead.
and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn.
Right.
This is the heritage and the servants of the This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and the righteousness is of me, said the Lord power.
Right. Can I make a quick point? Now, hey, if Yahweh Shai is the smith and the destroyer and all of that, right? If he's a smith, why would he make a weapon against the righteousness of Yahweh Shai and his servants?
Right.
If Yahweh Shai is the savior of the righteous and the servants of Yahweh Shai, because the smith is not talking about Yahweh Shai. It's talking about the enemies that were created to create a weapon that will try to destroy the servants of Yahweh Shai. That's why the scripture says, touch not mine anointed and do my prophets no harm.
Hey, did not Isaac bless Esau with the sword?
Right.
Now what do smiths do? They make swords.
Weapon smith.
Jake teach for contention, man. What the hell is him, man? The point we wanted to make was that instrument that's going to be used is an instrument that they're going to utilize in the skies.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, because in Independence Day, the first one, what did they do? What did Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum do in the first one? They took that nuclear weapon and then they snuck it into the so-called mothership, the big ship that was out there in the firmament. And what did they do? They fired that nuclear weapon into the ship and then exploded the mothership and this and
About the defensive from the inside out.
defense from the inside out. So like you said, that's that weapon that they're gonna try to use.
That's right. That's right. Yahweh Shai ain't gonna have a self-inflicted wound.
Right.
He's a smith.
That's crazy.
He's the smith. They say Yahweh Shai is the smith that created the instrument that brought the coals and fire. But then the next verse it says, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. So obviously there's somebody else forming a weapon against Yahweh Shai.
Right.
But you know what?
Yeah.
Y'all got it. We'll see, man.
Time will tell.
Time will tell, man. Y'all ain't got no fruit. We know that. Dry as hell. All you got, man. Good Samaritans. Good Samaritans. ITR. Teaches the truth. Church of Yahweh Shai. One body in Yahweh Shai.
Yashala Milwaukee.
Yashala Milwaukee. Dry, man. Dry. GMS over here, what? Wet. Wet. Nigga mad. Mad, bro.
What it gonna stay?
But it's all right though. You had more than that, Rob?
Nah, that was it.
You got it, brother. We're gonna wrap up after this. We're gonna do a continuation.
It's going back to
Part two.
It's going back to Esau's prognosticator's film. Since Isaiah 47:12.
Oh yeah.
It says, stand now with thy enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth.
Yeah, you break it down too.
If so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. Verse 13. Thou art weary in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly procrastinators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon you. So, you know, like the brothers were saying, all these prognosticators are telling Esau the wrong thing. You know, Esau goes by these satanic holidays. I think today is the 21st, so you got a satanic holiday coming up. So Esau basically, his prognosticators are basically telling him, yeah, you know, you're gonna prevail, but the scriptures are telling him otherwise. So, you know, this man is for a rude awakening. You know, when Yahweh Shai and the angels come up to meet him.
Right. Yeah, that's right, man. So, you know, Esau prepared to be failed like the failure that you are. You know, you all at Isaac, the forefather's bed crying, you know, losing again.
Sold your birthright for nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
You took an L in Rome. You know, you took an L in Greece. Taking an L in America, man.
To get in with your offering.
Yeah.
Okay.
The king of L's, man.
Yeah. You're the king of L's. You know, your women love us.
No creativity.
Just L'd up, right? And if you're gonna take the biggest L, most importantly to your how about Shema.
That's right.
That's right.
That's gonna be the biggest L you're gonna take, man.
That's right.
You know.
Oh, yeah.
And then after they take that L, they're gonna take more L's.
That's right.
You know, getting snatched up out of caves and bunkers.
Chained up.
Yep, getting slapped across the face, getting your head pounded in.
Getting elbowed across the face.
Yep.
We told you, niggas.
He told you, man. You know, so set up your space for us. You know, do what you gotta do. You know, through the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, we condemn the Space Force. We're telling you through the spirit that it's gonna go down. We're gonna do a continuation on the downfall of your Space Force, man. Written of in 2nd Ezra 13th chapter. Lord willing, that'll be our next lesson we do. We'll deal with the whole chapter, man.
That's
You
right.
know, so with that, we're gonna close out, giving all praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakapadash.
All right, double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Also, peace, safety, and much love to the elect men, women, and children. Stay diligent, stay faithful. Shalom.
Shalom.